Thank you for attending our presentation on crisis communication and reputation management. This presentation is done by Michelle Green,
Krista Taylor.
Maisha Houston.
And Thomas Fails.
At ABC Company, we take diversity and inclusion seriously and take measures to ensure that we follow federal EEOC guidelines. The U.S. Equal Employment Opportunity Commission is responsible for enforcing federal laws that make it illegal to discriminate against a job applicant or an employee because of the person's race, color, religion, sex, including pregnancy, childbirth, or related conditions, gender identity, and sexual orientation, national origin, age, 40 or older, disability, or genetic information. Our goal is to ensure that we are providing a safe and inclusive workplace for all employees. We have received a formal age discrimination claim alleging that we failed to hire a qualified applicant due to their age. We are actively reviewing the claim to determine the appropriate next steps. The crisis management team will be responsible for managing and leading individuals, communicating important information to all stakeholders, and analyzing the problem and potential damages. The crisis team includes Jane Smith, our HR director, Roger Brown, our diversity and inclusion director, Anne Marie Rodriguez, our PR manager, who will also be our designated spokesperson, and Matthew Strong, who will be our lead counsel, responsible for advising us on legal considerations and ensuring compliance with hiring regulations. Jane Smith will be investigating to ensure that the interview process and subsequent hiring decision comply with EEOC guidelines and internal HR guidelines were followed. Mr. Roger Brown will review the interview scorecards, any notes from the various interviews, and the applicant responses to provide feedback regarding any potential bias if it was discovered. He will be able to provide HR with suggestions to implement diversity training for hiring managers and interview panel members in regards to hiring practices. Ms. Anne Marie Rodriguez, our PR manager, will be responsible for the internal and external communication to all stakeholders. And Mr. Matthew Strong, who is our lead counsel, will be responsible for advising us on legal considerations and to ensure that we are in compliance with hiring regulations. Now, Thomas will present our media policy and plan.
Our media policy goal is to reach as many people as we can nationwide by utilizing media and social media. Delegating a single person as our spokesperson, we can ensure our message is spread quickly and coherently. We start by acknowledging our mistakes and being honest and open with the public in a way that aligns with our company values and follows the guidelines set forth by our legal department. We must also monitor and respond to any and all misinformation that may be broadcasted and make sure we correct any mistakes made so that our message stays consistent. By providing regular updates, we allow ourselves to showcase that we are handling the situation and rebuild the trust with the public. Over the course of the next few months, we must take action to right the wrong by engaging with the media and stakeholders to assure them that the issue is being fixed. We will also need to publicize our policy update and elaborate on DEI initiatives. Once some time has passed, we can start measuring public trust with surveys and outreach programs that will allow us to gauge where we stand with the public. Up next, we'll have Maisha talk about the recommended statement.
The recommended internal statement. ABC Company is committed to creating an inclusive and equitable workplace that values diversity and ensures fair treatment for all regardless of age. We prioritize a culture of respect, personal growth, and opportunity to empower every employee to thrive and contribute meaningfully. Our external stakeholders are very similar to our internal messaging. ABC Company is dedicated to providing equal opportunities for individuals for all ages while maintaining a zero-tolerance policy against age discrimination in a respectful and inclusive workplace. Our unwavering commitment to ethics and equal strength stakeholders relationships and reflects our core values. Krista will present legal consideration.
As we go forward with this investigation, we must carefully consider the legal implications that any action or lack of could create. ABC Company must carefully create and monitor all communication with both internal and external stakeholders as to not share confidential information. This includes all verbal and written communication. ABC Company must protect the applicant's personal information, such as their age, resume, and any interview notes. These details must be shared with members of the crisis team only and redacted if shared with stakeholders or the general public. It is advised that members of the crisis team sign NDAs. Finally, ABC Company must prohibit public discussion of the matter by employees or managers to avoid defamation or privacy violations. Only the media team should speak publicly about this, and they must comply with all legal advice. Next up, we have Maisha with our final messaging.
Final messaging for our internal stakeholders. We will review current hiring policies and practices, providing additional training on biases, awareness, and equitable hiring practices. Reiterate our commitment to fair treatment and equal opportunity. We encourage full cooperation during this process and welcome any questions, concerns, or feedback. Please reach out to our HR department directly. Our external final messaging, we'll conduct a thorough review of our hiring policies and practices, provide additional training to our teams and prevent biases in recruitment and hiring decisions, strengthening our efforts to foster any inclusive environment that values individuals of all backgrounds, experiences, and ages. We deeply value the trust and partnership of our external stakeholders and are committed to maintaining transparency and accountability throughout this process. If you have any questions or would like to discuss these matters further, please do not hesitate to reach out to us directly. And Thomas will close our presentation.
Thank you all for attending today. Does anybody have any questions? Okay, well, if you have any questions that you'd like to ask, please feel free to bring it up with Jane Smith, our HR director.